20 minutes later, we were in Selina's vintage sedan, heading toward Bristol. She gripped the steering wheel with white knuckles, the manila folder secured in my lap alongside the documents Joker had given me. Rain began to spatter against the windshield, turning Gotham's lights into blurred watercolor smears. "You're sure about this?" Selina asked for the third time. Walking into Batman's actual lair with the woman who's been robbing Gotham's elite for 6 months. "Bruce isn't Batman anymore," I reminded her gently. "And he understands that sometimes people do questionable things for the right reasons. He worked with Catwoman before, the original one." That doesn't exactly fill me with confidence. She navigated through the winding roads leading to Wayne Manor's property. Their partnership was famously complicated. I texted Bruce, bringing my contact to the bunker. "She has critical intel on Shrek. Be open-minded." His response was predictably terse. This had better be worth the security risk. The hidden entrance to the bunker was accessible through an abandoned maintenance tunnel near the estate's eastern boundary. Selina parked behind a cluster of overgrown hedges, and we made our way through the rain-soaked underbrush. I punched in the access code, and the concealed door hissed open, revealing the steel corridor beyond. "Welcome to my second home," I said, trying to inject levity into my voice. Selina's eyes widened as we descended. The bunker sprawled before us, banks of computers casting blue light across the space, training equipment in one corner, Dick's motorcycle parked near the weapons cache. Bruce sat at the main terminal, his gray hair catching the monitor's glow. Dick leaned against a workbench, arms crossed, his expression carefully neutral. Bruce swiveled his chair to face us, his sharp eyes fixed on Selina, and I watched his jaw tighten with recognition. "Catwoman," he said flatly. "Mr. Wayne." Selina's voice was steady despite the tension radiating from her shoulders. "Or should I say Batman?" "Retired Batman," Dick interjected, pushing off the workbench. He extended his hand to Selina. "Dick Grayson, I've seen you work. That move at the plaza with the whip, textbook precision." Selina shook his hand, some of the rigidity leaving her posture. "You were Nightwing. Renee mentioned you just returned to Gotham. Someone has to keep these two from drowning in paranoia," Dick said with a slight smile, though his eyes remained assessing. Bruce stood, his considerable height still imposing despite his age. "Renee, explain. Why is a cat burglar standing in our secure facility?" I moved to stand beside Selina, a gesture of solidarity. "Because she's been working against Shrek longer than any of us. She has intelligence we need, blueprints, security protocols, meeting schedules, and she knows his patterns better than anyone." "She's also a thief," Bruce countered. "Someone who operates outside any code or discipline. How do we know this isn't a play to get close to our operation?" Selina's eyes flashed. "With all due respect, Mr. Wayne, I don't need to infiltrate your bunker to know Gotham's vigilante community exists. And if I wanted to betray you, I could have called Shrek the moment Renee revealed herself at my apartment." "She has a point," Dick said quietly. I placed the folders on Bruce's desk. "Selina brought documentation that complements what Joker gave us. She's been planning to take down Shrek for months. We have the same goal." Bruce's expression remained stony, but he opened Selina's folder. His eyes scanned the contents, photographs, blueprints, financial records. I watched his face shift from skepticism to focus as he cross-referenced her documents with the materials spread across his desk. "These blueprints show security blind spots," he murmured, pulling up a holographic schematic of the power plant construction site. "And you've marked patrol schedules for the Red Triangle Gang." "I've been watching the site for 3 weeks," Selina said, stepping closer. "Shrek meets with the Penguin there every Thursday night. Tomorrow is Thursday. They've accelerated construction, something spooked them." "The Joker," I said. "Shrek knows he's alive and looking for revenge. He's rushing to get the capacitor array operational before chaos erupts." Dick joined us at the desk, his tactical mind already working. If we can intercept tomorrow's meeting, we could gather real-time evidence, record the conversation, photograph the exchange. Too risky, Bruce said. The Red Triangle gang will have the perimeter locked down. Any approach triggers a confrontation. Not if someone is supposed to be there, Selina countered. Shrek still thinks I'm his loyal assistant. I could plant surveillance equipment inside his transport before he leaves for the meeting. Bruce studied her for a long moment. I held my breath, willing him to see what I saw, a woman fighting for justice in her own way, someone who deserved trust and compassion. You understand the stakes, Bruce finally said. If Shrek suspects you, he won't hesitate to eliminate the threat. The Penguin is particularly ruthless with traitors. I've been invisible to powerful men my entire life, Selina replied. I know how to play the part, but I'm done being a victim. I want to fight back, and I want to do it smart. That means working with people who actually care about protecting this city. Something shifted in Bruce's demeanor. Not quite approval, but acknowledgement. Dick, start coordinating surveillance equipment. We'll need audio and video feeds, something small enough to avoid detection. Renee, work with Selina on her approach tomorrow. Timing, contingencies, exit strategies. He turned back to Selina. Welcome to the team, Miss Kyle, but understand this. We operate with discipline and unity. No unnecessary risks, no glory plays. Courage means knowing when to retreat as much as when to strike. Selina nodded. I can work with that. Dick clapped his hands together. All right, then. Let's get to work. We've got less than 24 hours to prepare, and I have a feeling tomorrow night is going to get very interesting.